background noise. I don't know what's going on there, but anyway, there's a $33 million proof of play on-chain video game and technology company raise, led by none other than a16z Andreessen Horowitz, probably the number one name you want to hear from the venture world when it comes to these Web3 fundraising events. Easy, this is some pretty wild shit. Look at this. Angel investors like Balaji, Justin Can, and more. Balaji's been swinging in the Web3 world. He also invested in a company called Drip House. What's going on here?
Yeah, so this is the proof of play. It's for a company that created the game Pirate Nation, which is a hyper-casual, idle-style game. You see these Roblox-style characters. Many people say they're like pirate me-bits. I actually hold 2 of these assets. I bought them probably 6-7 months ago, just because I wanted to play the game. So they were on Polygon, bridge to Arbitrum Nova. Proof of Play is releasing a way that people can actually play the game for free with email sign-up, custodial wallets, and still get NFTs. So it's really like this onboarding effort for people outside the space to figure out what's really going on here. I saw the backing by Balaji, a16z, and more. 33 million is no joke. So these things went down, I think, to like as low as 0.05, 0.06. I bought like one rare, which I was comfortable with, just because the game's kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't have all the time in the world to play it, sadly, but I've been able to just kind of enjoy the game. It's really simple game loops, really simple game mechanics, and Proof of Play is the parent company, which is going to release future games. I've talked to the team a few times, actually. Really smart team, really good guys over there, really friendly, very eager and open to like letting you try stuff, getting you assets to try the game. Overall, just a really great team. But to raise 33 million in a bear market when funding, many people say, is essentially dried up, that's a pretty big check size.
What's the average funding size that a16z typically participates in? Anybody?
25 to 50
million. 64 million. So this is 50% the size of that. This is not actually that shocking. If you see a16z and Pios says, I want to see a16z. I don't want to see them.
I wanted to see them.
You said, you said
I love a16z.
I want to have sex with the partners. Those were your words.
That's exactly what you said verbatim. No,
and then
everyone heard it.
The thing that I was saying is they're like borderline the SoftBank of California. SoftBank is a venture fund based out of Asia, which funded WeWork and a couple of other companies, which ran into issues because they were overfunded. I mean, WeWork is a classic disaster, so that's kind of a stain on the founder of, I'm blanking on the founder of SoftBank, Masayoshi-san. So this guy is like this well-known wild investor. And so this was like a stain on his reputation, and like what WeWork was. But the reason I bring that up is basically a16z, all their deal sizes are massive. Like think OpenSea, think Yuga Labs, think Proof, think VFriends. Thank you. You got any other layups right there?
World of Women.
Doodles. World of Women. Forgot about that.
World of Women a16z invested in.
There you go. So like all their deals, the way that those typically work is it's a significant amount, raise at an incredibly high valuation to a degree where the founders of this business are never getting out. Some of them involve a little bit of cash taken off. In the case of Clubhouse, for example, that was one where the founders actually on that first round took a significant amount of capital out, and they were getting a lot of flack for it. Now in hindsight, it looks pretty good because nobody uses Clubhouse. Clubhouse pivoted into being a voice messaging system, like I don't know, like text messages, I guess, that they're competing with essentially at this point in time. It's not clear the value. They lost. It seems like Twitter Spaces is the winner out of that. But long story short, I don't know that this is like a16z doesn't do small deals. They do have a seed fund. It does exist, but by and large, you don't hear about those deals as much as you do as the ones that they're leading. And all those average around $60+ million. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, So easy. The real question is, are you up or down on the NFTs that you bought?
Fairly up, like 0.03 each on them, 0.02. It's not a ton, but like the thing is, I'm still holding them just because when you actually play the game, if I had any time to play the game, it's really easy to get more NFTs that are actually liquid. Like that's the thing is like this game, you get assets, you can actually resell those assets. There's secondary markets for all of it. You can get these like pirate chips, and the pirate chips sell for like 0.1 to 0.15. So there is like ample opportunity to make money off the game, but it's also just like this is one of those games that has a decently fun game loop. And you and I have tried a million different hyper casual games on like mobile and stuff. And it's comparative to those where I'm like, this is actually a well done game, well thought out, really easy to understand, which has been kind of a gap I've seen from like Web3 idle games or hyper casual games is the industry that they call them. Typically, the game loops can be a little bit confusing and the actions that you can take. This one's really friendly as far as like user experience, which has been a big win.
The problem that I've run into with most of them, and the ones that I've always been interested in all follow the same pattern. It's like become an entrepreneur, and immediately you grow to like trillions of dollars or numbers that aren't even like humanly possible. Decaquadrillions, like I don't even know what that even means. But it's numbers that are too large to even fathom. And so you end up owning a oil refinery, or you end up owning this other thing. The problem with most of those games is they get old after a certain period of time. There was one, what was that startup clicker one that I was playing there for a minute?
Oh, God, where you bought like 6 hockey teams, 4 oil rigs, and became a president of a country?
Something Life, right? BitLife?
No, BitLife's a little different.
Oh,
That's like a text-based RPG. Yeah, that's like a text. It's like The Sims if it was text-based. The one Nick was playing was like startup something. Some name was startup, and it was chaotic. But this game is like, that's also why I like it, is because like the number doesn't just infinitely go up, which is nice. Like it feels like you have to accomplish things and you get badges, and it's a real visual experience where like you get wood.
Idle Startup Tycoon. You can view it at coolmathgames.com. It's basically it's like
Nick, they're not paying us for the show.
Wait, real quick. The name is Idle Startup Tycoon. Nick, do you approve of that name for a video game? Is that the name you would have gone with?
I don't care about the name if it's fun, and that one was actually pretty fun. I played it for a while, but it looks like I last logged in August 29th. I played it from August 17th to August 29th, so you get 12 days of me clicking on
Nick
that
and I
game.
would be on calls, and he would be looking down, and I'd have to literally be like, Nick, stop playing the game I need 30 seconds real quick. And he'd just be like, oh, my bad. My oil refinery just printed $10 million. I'm like, dude, give me 2 seconds.
So right now I have 179.77 DT cash in the game. I don't even know what that means, but yeah, you got the right game selected here, Clemente. This is the standard type of idle game. So you click on each of the things, and then you get power-ups that like accelerate you through the process. And then the idea is that you end up watching number go up, and you just get pleasure out of seeing that number go up. Where the problem with those games is they usually die pretty quickly because the game has not thought beyond that, and there's no, once you like figure out the loop and you get through all of that initial friction, it's just not that exciting. So I don't know. I hope that they figure out one for $35 million. I'll tell you.
Well, I think it's that they're going to have more
Tycoon
games.
did not raise that much.
I think it's that they're going to have more games, and it's actually the tech stack that they built for the onboarding experience that I think is the most valuable aspect of this. Like now they have custodial free NFTs, no wallet connection needed. You can still get NFTs. You can withdraw them. It just created this full experience where like people who don't hold NFTs can easily get them. And the characters are something that feels relatable. Like you look at these pirates and it looks like Roblox, which is something that a lot more people outside the space can relate to and see and think, oh, that's a video game. I'm curious what that video game is. So it's like part of it's a human psychology aspect of seeing recognizable characters in a scenario that's enjoyable, which is like creating pirate ships and like battling other pirates and creating this island that you're on. They just, in my opinion, have just done a really good job with it. And they're hyper transparent when like we've talked about the building in public thing a lot, both internally and externally on the show. And they do that so well because every week they post a relatively large Discord announcement of everything that they're working on and where it is status wise, what's being shipped next. And then a go live announcement when something pushes out and goes live with something on Twitter as far as like a video or a graphic. So like when you look at it, it's like, oh, this team for the last half year has never missed a week without shipping something tangible. And that's like, it doesn't, obviously, like the floor price is not an ETH, but it's like that gets people who are in the game and playing it. The entire Discord community there is so positive about it and excited for what they're working on. And then they drop this, which I was not expecting at all. And I've been an active participant following Proof of Play for a little bit of time now, especially with like their move to Arbitrum Nova, which was largely backed by the community and holder base saying transactions take a while. We want something faster. We want something that could even be custodial so we don't have to click every time for a transaction. And they seem to have figured it out, which is now what I think Proof of Play is actually raising for, is this whole tech stack, not just this one game, and the rollout of future games and being a developer for other projects.
Well, I think one thing that you just talked about, if I could weigh in for a sec, is like the difference between like the success of the gaming entity or any entity in Web3 versus the price of the actual NFTs and how they're separate, right? There's a certain degree of them being separate for sure. I mean, I don't want to derail the gaming conversation. I had an example I wanted to bring up. Nick, what did you want to bring in? And Easy's going to come back in a second. I asked him to rejoin because his
I just wanted to bring up some big news on my end yesterday. Made a big purchase of an NFT.
Oh, well, hold on. Before you talk about that, then I saw Ice Bagz or Bag. I don't know what name he likes to go by, but the founder of Campi Pandas.
Bagz of Ice.
Bagz of Ice. And he had tweeted about the success of his podcast. I believe it's called the Overdogs podcast. I've been paying close attention to this. It's an MMA podcast from a Web3 guy. So like, you know, I am his target audience 1000%. And he tweeted that they've been getting 100K views on the channel per day. And obviously the three of us, we know what that feels like, right? Our channel has had 1 million views in a day before, 980,000. So we know about that game. And I almost he was like, don't keep sleeping on pandas, blah, blah, blah. And I almost responded because, but I get gun shy about responding to these things publicly because there's people in the Web3 space that come through like, you know what I mean? And so I don't, you know, weigh in. I should have DM'd him privately. But the thing is like, you can go and crush an MMA podcast on YouTube, which he's absolutely doing, absolutely crushing it, building out a whole brand. But like the response you get from the people that hold the NFT or from the market of potential buyers for the NFT is like, that's cool. What does it do for the NFT? And so that's like the kind of disconnect that you're balancing in the space. If you go and have success doing something that isn't literally like pumping the price of an NFT. Nick, it looks like you want to weigh in with something.
Well, you also got to think about the distinction here. He's getting that on full-blown podcast, on a 1.5 hour podcast. The views that like
a lot of it is shorts. It's viral shorts that he's doing.
Well, I don't know. Episode 5, season 1, his video has 121,000 views. He's got another one here with 26,000 views on the podcast side. But yeah, the shorts, you are correct. Well, when you were pulling that up, it looked like that was a large portion of it.
He did a 90-minute sit down with John Jones, who's like the best. He's the consensus best fighter of all time. And there aren't like 90-minute sit downs with John Jones.
There's not even 30-minute sit downs with John Jones. Like that interview alone, it's crazy.
He has a bunch of them, but it's 50K, 28K, 39K, 26K, 121K, 25. So like
they're crushing it.
Yeah. And I actually would, I understand what you're saying that the NFT holders generally have that. I think they're in a unique position though, where like they at least have a universal, like they have a position and a brand in the market, and that's all that really matters. And I think the YouTube furthers that brand is like the key thing. So I actually like how that's operating. You could also say NFT holders don't care about YouTube, but Pudgy Penguins has one and their views are like not a lot. Like they get like 1,500 views on a video basically. But people still reference it as like as a point where I think it's more of like it serves a purpose. And I think when it goes to serve the purpose of the like particular like NFT project, then it tends to have a better impact. I don't think like a YouTube channel itself makes price go up of NFT at all.
But it's like, the exposure, which is the interesting thing. Like the Campi Pandas one is because they're tapping into an MMA audience almost entirely. Like if you look at all of their podcast interviews, it's almost all with MMA fighters, people from that space, karate combat people, things like that, where it's like combat sports, which to me is like they're looking at an audience that's not Web3 native and attracting people to the brand that way. Whereas you look at like some of these fighters too, they're wearing karate combat, like Mighty Mouse, a well-known flyweight fighter. His gi has it on it, like he wears a Kampai Panda patch. Karate Combat's ad spaces in the event venue have Kampai Pandas on the ring, on the walls. So it's one of these like overflow effects where you constantly see the logo and eventually you end up Googling what it is. You're like, what the hell is this panda that I see everywhere? Which is brand awareness.
To be fair, their floor price has has appreciated by negative 50% over the past 30 days. So I mean,
it could also be a dilutive event because they dropped the Solana NFT within the last 30 days. So they added another 1K supply. Yeah. So now you have that floor, which is basically the same as the ETH floor, which was slightly lower. And once Layer 0 rolls out the Solana bridge, I expect that to be basically 1-to-1 because now you'll be able to bridge the assets to any chain, which they have, I think, like 6 chains for. So you can move it around and freely go where you need to.
I mean, you know what I thought was real quick. What I thought was interesting was on Blur, they've been the standard like featured collection for the last like 6 months, which I thought was super interesting that it's not a collection like DGod. So I was curious on some sort of partnership there.
Yeah, it's just the point that I was kind of making. I mean, I see some of the top talent in the, in mixed martial arts sporting the logo of the brand. You would think that is as bullish as you can get. During 2021, it certainly would have been, without question, right? Certainly would have been. But this is literally the exact point I was making, is that like very strong, robust business success, like launching a new podcast and getting hundreds of thousands of views a day on YouTube, getting the best fighter of all time, biggest names in the game. Fighter John Jones right there on the screen. Clemente has it pulled up, has your logo on his chest. You would think that this would translate, but the response is actually more, what does that do for the NFT, right? Because it's not like MMA fans are buying NFTs right now. I mean, look at this, he's tweeting about it. It's ridiculous. And so I'm just pointing it out. It's the challenge that NFT organizations face, and there's a disconnect between business success versus NFT price, with the question of what does it do for the NFT deeply baked into that, deeply baked in. Nick, you were going to say something about an NFT you bought if we were going to move on.
Big moves on my end. 20,000 bones spent yesterday for a free NFT on our platform. I'm getting real close to finishing up this Daigo Deities collection on our platform. I also had a conversation last night with people in the Discord about making some of those tradable, and it was like a mixed bag of responses, but it was actually pretty interesting to hear what people thought about that side of things. Everyone's like, what is it? What do I get? Like, there is no ability for people to do anything in this space without it being absolutely clear what the purpose is of the action that they're going to take. Well, what do I get for this? What do I like? Why is Nick collecting these things? I like the art. Okay. So if you go and check out the Daigo Deities collection on our platform, it's my favorite art of the pieces that we've done. And there's a couple, I think I got Toro yesterday was one of the ones that I ended up getting. And there's a couple other items that just stand out. One that I'm missing right now, which I have a 20,000 bone bid on. I'm going to be out of bones. Like by the time I finish this collection, I want to be absolutely clear. Like the people in the Discord are like, oh, this makes sense. No, go higher. And I'm like, one dog gets you 10 bones a day, which means that it would take you like 8 years or something like this to earn the amount of bones that I'm giving you. And people are still, fading it. The bottom line is also with the drops that we've been focusing on, it's been heavily focused on packs. I like this art the most. And people are like, oh, you also control the supply. That's true. I could just give myself 50,000 bones if like I really wanted. I've been honest with my approach, and it has to do with dogs that I actually own. I bought a bunch of the rares, and so those yield a higher level. But anyways, long story short, I'm almost on to getting my full collection of doggo deities. I don't know which one is your favorite. The Midas one is sick. The Pharaoh, looks like someone looks like I own that one. That one is just awesome. You got to pull that up, Clemente. I appreciate you really showing these on the screen while I'm discussing them. It's been really phenomenal, dude. You're just on point today. Thank you.
You're bringing a smile to my face, Nick, because I do feel like, as I was architecting some of these packs or these series, I should say, there was often a feeling on my side where I was like, I think Nick thinks this could be better. And for me to hear that, this series is something that you're really happy about, I can't say I'm surprised because it's by Sam, who as an artist is just an absolute Ferrari. And so, he drives real fast and he'll drive you off of a mountain. But if you let him kick it into 7th gear, he's going to give you something special. He was making a physical product design for a merch item that I'm really excited to drop, and he drove the car off a mountain. I posted it in the physical products channel of the Slack, Nick. So we're dialing it back. We're like, all right, you got to go the speed limit for a moment. And I'm actually excited about what he did when I asked him to go the speed limit. Mystico, that's one of my favorites right there.
I have 20,000 bone offer on this one. People are just snubbing my offers. The thing that I noticed, like one of the biggest issues, I see more and more offers being created, but not more and more offers being accepted. And that's because we haven't pushed alerts around top offers on NFTs that you own. I think that's something that needs to go out in the newsletter or be a notification. So that'll end up showing up so that hopefully more actual transactions happen as a result of it. But there's people actually trading for them. And some of these, the art is just sick. And I want to own like all of them. And people are like, well, what do I get for it? It's like, how about you shut your mouth? How about I appreciate that you're a horse, but how about you let us cook? It's literally like, well, what do I get? What do I get? That's the only question that an NFT holder has. What do I get? How you taking care of me? How about you? How you grease my hands? Oh, thanks for giving me $50. Thank you so much. And we made $5 on your purchase of our Bodoggo. Well, how you greasing my hands? Okay. Well, look, right now I'm focused on collecting. I'm enjoying the collecting process. And how about you just wait? How about you chill out?
So real quick, Nick, you did reference that you talked about the idea of the free NFTs being tradable on the secondary with people in the Discord, and you said you got a mixed response. I actually am starting to think that people would prefer to have them tradable because you look at FriendTech, the reason FriendTech went viral is because of a price being attached to an asset and people having the opportunity to make money. And there's never really been like major viral platforms or products in the space that didn't have a price attached. Price is the single most interesting thing to the market. But obviously there's layers to this. There's a lot of complexity here, especially with our ecosystem. What was the sort of mixed response?
Well, the biggest thing that I'm trying to figure out, we haven't wanted to make them tradable because we didn't want a dilutive impact to our NFTs, which it seems like it just gets diluted by anything we do anyway. So it doesn't matter. People just disrespect the price. If you're looking for the utility of price go down, buy our NFT. I'm waiting for. I'm a sweep the NFT. But if y'all bozos keep selling it for less, I'm just gonna wait. And then just buy it. And buy the whole damn collection because people can't wait to literally in Solana, people can't wait 3 days. If there's not a release or if the release is insufficient for their demands, they're just like, oh, what the hell are these people doing? They're doing nothing. It is on us to show more of what we're doing, which is what we discussed yesterday. But that is one of the problems. As for the trading side, people discuss dilution. I was like, look, you can control which of these are tradables, like tradable assets that we have. Some of them have like not a lot where I paid a bunch of bones for like Pharaoh. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, I want that as a real NFT. It would be cool if I could like pay bones to go and move that off the chain. Or if I even pay Solana to move it onto Solana. And now it's in my Solana wallet and I can go put it on Magic Eden. But it's known it gives no utility. And some guy was like, well, can I stake it to earn bones? And I'm like, no, that would dilute Bodoggo. So like, no, like that's just not a possibility. He's like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, and then he's like, well, how about if what can I trade these for? And I'm like, you can't. Like, I don't, maybe you can trade them for other NFTs because you like them. Like the whole, we need a separate segment of this, which is art. And I've seen that happen from the Drip House side of things. There's no utility in those NFTs that you get. And all those NFTs are like $2, $3, $5. I had a guy, so we did a survey within our audience. We actually hired a marketing consultant who went in and did surveying of the audience and came up with an assessment of us because we were developing market personas, which no one cares about. Like, but I'll tell you about it all day long. And as we were going through this process, we offered a free NFT. By the way, Pia, we need to finish designing this because. And what happened was we offered a free NFT, which is a free NFT on our platform that's only going to be for the people that participated in the survey. And this guy's like, yo, it's been 2 weeks. Where the hell is my free NFT? And I just responded. I was like, you want $25? Like, I'll give you $25 to stop. He was writing mean emails to the like survey people who were helping us. And I'm like, yo, dude, how about you shut your fucking mouth, basically, and I'll get you the NFT when we get to it. What were you expecting? Like, what? I don't know how much he was expecting. Was he expecting a $500 NFT? He didn't ask what the price was. So I don't know. The whole thing is everyone's like you got to grease everybody's hands in this business, PO, including your holders. You know, you got to pay them off. You got to say, and I'm interested. If those are the type of holders that you are, shoot me a DM and let me know how much I got to grease you for you to talk positively about us for 1 year. Okay?
You're gonna get DMs. You're gonna get DMs.
Give me the price. Give me the price. I have a requirement. You need over 5,000 Twitter followers. Okay.
Okay.
If you have over 5,000 Twitter followers, your boy's ready to grease. Okay.
So are we going to take a mafia-esque approach to running the organization where basically you just pay people off on the hush, or I don't know I don't know the mafia terms. I'm sorry.
They're going to get ranked. They're going to get hired. I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm not paying everybody, dude. Like, it's not like the mafia doesn't own every business. They're very selective about who they abuse. You know, and I think that's like a key thing that you need to think about. I'm interested in psychological makeup of the people who are applying. You know, talk to me about how long your last relationship was. Tell me, like, what was your childhood? Are you single parent, two parent? Did your parents get divorced at a young age? Did it happen at an older age? Did you get bullied as a child? Like, these are the things that I'm really interested in understanding, so I can figure out how far we can actually push it once we've given you $25. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to understand. So shoot me a DM and let me know. Remember, requirement, you need to have at least 5,000 followers.
Well, I like that there's a requirement laid out, and it sounds like Nick has architected this system of us paying under the table dollars in a mafia-esque way to, grease the hands of individuals in the space.
It's less mafia. It's more like abusive.
Well, there you go. Look, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to discuss the surge in FriendTech Copycats. Who could have seen that coming? FriendTech Copycats being built and the great Blur farming migration. Very interesting stuff. Nick, I believe it was right before you joined the pre-show, back room, the green room, before we went live. I proposed that you read the weather report because Signal couldn't be here today. Are you cool with that, buddy?
I'll do it.
All right, Nick, over to you for the weather report.
I wish Kix was playing some music here. Market volume in the freaking gutter. Blur, 4.5 million. OpenSea, 3.2 million. FriendTech, 7.8 million. Ooh, they're about neck and neck. Total market volume, it says, is 9.9 million. I don't understand where the math is coming from on that one. NFT market leaders, large caps are down 2 to 5%, with captains down 14% in the last 7 days to 3.1 ETH. How they were up at 10. The easy. Did you sell yours?
No.
Oh my God.
Wow, that's gnarly.
Yeah, I've round tripped the shit out of it.
Wow.
Talk
Take it
about a
up,
bad
Take it
trade.
up.
Can we even respect you anymore? That's a real question. Other movers include Sproto Gremlins down 12%, Vessels down 15%, and Codas down 5%. I saw someone buy a Coda and make it their PFP. Honestly, I like that move. Okay, I'm here for the Codas. I think that's an interesting trade. We should incorporate that when we discuss these projects on an ongoing basis. Nakamigos Cloaks, blah, 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 blah. Everyone in the comments talks about it. I don't really give a crap. Collection is traded in the 0.06 ETH range.
Why does everyone talk about it in the comments, Nick?
Because they're just trying to pump their own bags. The Nakamigos floor has taken a 20% haircut justifiably, now sub 0.2 ETH. It's because it's a trash collection and y'all are dumb for owning it. There's been a recent, I'm not getting any mean DMs in response, by the way. A lot of the people on this show are shocked by my disrespect. I just want you guys to know, PO and Easy, that's what our audience wants. Like they're not like, dude, NFT holders aren't here for like all the like the fluffy talk. Wagamy. They're like, oh, they're just another Wagamy boy. You a Wagamy boy? Huh? You a Wagamy boy there? No, I'm no Wagamy boy. I'm like, hey, shut your damn mouth and pay attention because we doing this right. There have also been a flurry of FriendTech competitors launched on various blockchains. Basically, you name a blockchain, there's a FriendTech competitor. Post-Tech on Arbitrum received sizable traction yesterday. The platform received over 20,000 new users before seeing its TVL peak at 1 million and then dump 50% in the same day because, I mean, this is ridiculous. This is an inaccurate representation of the way that this is being described. The bottom line is it still has a TVL of $600,000, which is like kind of ridiculous for something that came out of nowhere. Lastly, proof of play, as we discussed, $33 million round raise led by a16z, also included angel investors like Naval, Balaji, Justin Khan, and a bunch of other people that have $1 billion. Newsletter. Pia, what's going on there?
Well, the Daily Digest is posted to X every single morning because I see other people's newsletters that are being posted to X and X only getting commended by everyone, even though ours has been a 2.5 year, staple of the NFT space, but it wasn't on X.
You sound angry.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying it's on X now because everything has to happen.
And it's also the title there, Clemente, on that tweet. You can do better. What were you going to say, Pio?
Some live feedback from Nick. The other thing I want to give people context on is that this is Nick when he feels like things are going like really well, like when he's excited. The fact that Nick's now telling people to shut their mouth and basically like get off his back. This is actually an indicator. It's literally an indicator of him being like, yeah, things are good, actually in a really great place right now. Like, I just want to translate that for people. And that's actually something I find incredibly entertaining. Like Nick called me at 6 o'clock yesterday or 6:30. He's like, yeah, I actually think things are like really lining up right now. I was feeling pretty good about it. And then he just comes out this morning in this way. But anyway, here
may have had to do with the fact that I got 0% deep sleep last night, which is weird. I got over 8 hours of sleep, 0%. I had a glass of wine last night, Pio, and that apparently gave me 0 deep sleep, which is weird because I did have dreams, but you would imagine that the deep sleep would have happened.
Yeah, the I don't know if that thing that you're using is the best tool to use. However, I also know that wine will barbecue your sleep. I also see people racing in just being like, it should have been on X the whole time. We get it. X is the only platform that matters. We get it. X, 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 X. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. X is our stuff. Don't worry. All about X. You don't care about YouTube, don't care about newsletter, no problem. X. Anyway, here are the updates from the newsletter. Cool Pets Sidekicks mint is live, allowing users to burn 2 cool pets for a Sidekicks character. Cool Pets saw over 100 sales in the last 24 hours, and Sidekicks are holding a 0.05 ETH floor. Rollbit, big name in the crypto, gambling arena. Rollbit sunsets their degen exchange product due to regulatory uncertainty and low adoption, with the RLB token functionality unchanged and withdrawals unaffected. MLB.eth, interesting. ENS.
Wow, that is a low price.
That was a steal.
Wow. 0.5 ETH, everybody. That's how much it sold for. 0.5 ETH.
Where's the ENS boy army when you need them? MLB.eth snuck across the goal. That is an indicator of where we're at in the market, because previously the ENS boy army would have been all over this. So it sold for only a half ETH with over 13 months of registration remaining. That is the steal of the century, according to the ENS boy army. I'm going to agree with them. I'm totally going to agree with them. I recommend
whoever boy army friends with Wagamy boy.
I don't know if those two armies overlap.
Yeah,
However,
they're cousins.
They're cousins. There's a rift in the family. What I'll say is that I don't I just hope that the person that buys this does not give it to the MLB. I believe the NBA person, the person that owned NBA.eth, just gave it to the NBA. I do not co-sign that. You got to make these big corporations pay for it. They don't want to pay for anything. Next story, Jack Butcher announces OPEPin Set 21, featuring a Bitcoin-themed Chancellor on Brink OPEPin, with the set quickly reaching the minimum required opt-in. So there you go. It's a good-looking OPEPin, Bitcoin colors. Love to see it. Well, what's so funny, Clemente?
It's the first time you've been like, damn, okay, shit. They're really doing something over there.
It's a good-looking OPEPin, ladies and gentlemen. Sugartown.
Because it's on Bitcoin. That's the only reason it matters.
Bitcoin themed.
Sugartown, ladies and gentlemen, this is the gaming entity that was a free mint by Zynga, shared more details about their auras, featuring 7 types, 3 levels of rarity, and including access to the awards reserved through the JPEGonomics. Hot take. Clemente put this in here. This is a Clemente hot take. What is it, Clemente?
I'm nothing against the game necessarily. On the specific NFT price action, I'm bearish on this. I read the thread. I read the conversion rate of the views to the actual thread being read in the comments. Their impressions have gone out the window from a social media point of view. I see the traction going down a little bit, and the bullish sentiment of basically everyone being like, yo, this is going to be big. I don't see how they can reach 0.4 again. That's my take. Reveal's going to come soon. I'm bearish on Sugartown.
Short-term price action.
This is how I know you're not looking at it from the proper lens. They got staking coming out right after Reveal, which in my opinion is a better rollout, because what's going to happen is Reveal dip, staking immediately causes lower listing supply, and any sort of reward for staking is going to drive that. They've also teased that the more you hold, the more opportunities in game. A lot of speculation on what they can actually do as far as like rewards for playing the game. So for me, I think yes, short-term price action. We probably dipped to like 0.15, 0.2.
Mm-hmm.
But I think longer term price action, we're going to absolutely go back to that 0.5 range. I look at something like Grapes, which has this Grapes token rolling out, and a lot of people speculating about that. 2 live games now that are currently going on. I believe they're like a 0.4 floor. So something like Grapes, which is Animoca backed, looking at market cap comparatively to Zynga, billion-dollar company who's had a successful rollout so far, it would be the least surprising thing for me to watch this continue to trend higher, as long as they don't massively disappoint in some way, which is tough because it was already a free mint. So right now, I think that there's things on the timeline that are setting up for more positive price action longer term. I do agree with you on the short term that we most likely see some level of pullback.
So who runs Grapes again?
Animoca.
Okay. So we see Grapes valued at more than the Zynga game. The thing I'm wondering about is like these characters, the PFPs that are coming. Are they?
They're badgers.
I feel like they're badgers. Yeah. So this actually looks like literally my.
They're auras.
What are they? What the fuck is?
They're not badgers.
They're not.
They're auras, Nick.
Yeah, they're not badgers.
So what does that mean?
Why is Mayor Mel have a bunch of badger icons? Why is she posting a bunch of badgers as her logo?
If you Google an aura, ORA, I suppose it is a Komodo dragon-esque animal. Oh, now it looks like a badger.
So I believe the badgers are going to be NPCs within the game.
Okay. Well, the badger. The reason I mentioned this is my buddy had. This is a throwback here. My buddy many years ago had sold. He was early at a startup, the first engineer on the team. That company raised something like a few $100 million during a previous bull, during the Web 2.0 bull, as Facebook was surging, and he ended up getting like $10 million or something like that or more out of his stock, and he bought the domain Badger.com. Bought the license to resell domains or to sell domains from ICANN, which is a very expensive thing to go through the process to have the ability to like just buy domains. And he built the whole infrastructure. It didn't work out. The product failed, but he owned Badger.com, and the logo looked just like this Mayor Mel, which is why I thought it was interesting. This is not the current Badger.com rebranded and is now owned by somebody else. It's a token, but the logo looked just like this character. So I thought Auras was like a throwback of that. Anyways, so I guess it's not Badgers. I guess it's Auras, and then Badgers are the NPCs according to Bunny. Bunny's one giant NPC anyways. That's what he's just doing around walking. That's his life. I'm gonna go over here, walk against this wall.
I love the play-by-play on how Bunny spends his time. Next story, Katy Perry has sold her music catalog for $225 million, following in the footsteps of artists like Justin Bieber, Shakira, Fleetwood Mac, and Neil Young. DC Investor commented on this. DC Investor will be a guest on this show in the near future, correct? Correct, Clemente? Is he booked?
Sir.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very exciting stuff. We got to make sure he comes on YouTube too for that visual experience. But anyway, DC Investor weighed in on it, and his theory is that artists are dumping their music catalogs, which in itself is an indicator of how perverse some of the structure of the music industry actually is, that artists are selling their own music catalogs. It's pretty ridiculous. Jay-Z famously bought his own music catalog because he didn't own it. So really interesting stuff. And his theory is that the artists are doing this ahead of an AI takeover of the music industry, which makes a whole lot of sense to me. If you listen to that song by Ghostwriter, the Drake song, it's like pretty good.
Okay, well, Katy Perry is a quarter of a way to $1 billion at this point. So I think that's like, I don't know. Like at a certain point, you also got to wonder, how high did I think I was going to go with the price action on my own creative work? How much? I'm also curious what her like annual income is from her music.
Right,
sort
because that's
of royalties?
Just like that's streams, right?
Yeah,
and it's known that that's not lucrative compared to shows.
I feel like it can't be that much. And all of her money is coming from the. She probably still has. My question is, if she sings a song at a concert, does she have to pay a licensing fee to the catalog in order to sing it?
I doubt it. I don't know.
You can't go and just play a song. Like a DJ can't play. Well, no, there's DJ music, but you have to license a song in order to play it as like when you go play tracks, you got to buy those tracks to play them within your set, unless they're like upcoming tracks that someone actually gives to you. So like when you're in front of an audience, there actually is a fee that's associated with the music that you're playing in front of that audience. I don't know what the amount is, but it looks like she also makes $25 million a year as a salary. She's making so much money. Like
she's a big time artist.
I mean, that's just insane. That was for $25 million for American Idol, for hosting American Idol.
Wow, that's an easy 25M,
dude. I mean, I just think she's got so much upside. I don't know what that said, didn't Taylor Swift buy hers back?
Yeah, Scooter Braun owned the majority of them, and there was a huge drama cycle around it.
Yeah,
like, he was basically not honoring any offer. And then she managed to go above him directly to the label and purchase them all back.
I mean, this whole thing is...
I'm saying it's not ideal the way the whole thing is structured. It's not great for the artist. It could be a lot more streamlined. There's some mafia-esque structure that's deeply baked into that.
You got to grease those hands in that space, man. It's very similar to the NFT world, man. You got to grease those NFT holders. You got to let them know what's going on. You got to put them in their place For her to sell this, I mean, it just seems like a huge deal. I mean, this is a massive win for her. So it's just not clear to me what the value is of owning those assets. It feels like something where you want to put a feather in the cap. It obviously it yields some amount where like a private equity firm is willing to purchase this, but like this sort of yield that a private equity firm is looking for, I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to get like 10%. So if that's what it is, if she was making 20 million a year on it, then okay, maybe it's questionable whether or not she should have sold it. But if she's making 10 million, then I'm like, well, that sounds like a good price.
Oh, sure. Exactly. But I'm just pointing out, I'm not saying it was a bad move by Katy Perry. Go get $220 million as a musician. That's unbelievable. I'm just saying the fact that this is the structure is just clearly not what it would be in an optimum scenario, an optimal scenario. The other thing is people are weighing in here in the comments saying that she re-recorded her own songs. And it's like, dude, that's just also not what you want to be doing. You don't want to have
a lot of effort.
Yeah, that's not, people don't like set out to be like, I'm going to record this, the label's going to own it, and then later I'm going to figure out it's better for me to own it, so I'm going to re-record it with slightly different tone and pitch to be able to do it. I'm just saying. Anyway, moving on from the Katy Perry story, last story, Call of Duty Warzone 1 will be shutting down, with players unable to transfer their skins to Warzone 2, losing billions in value. Comments swarm the tweet with Web3 solves this. That's not a surprise. It's also true that Web3 solves this. And so maybe this will be an event that the traditional gaming audience will recognize that Web3 has a place for. Look, Clemente's first story you wanted us to dive into is Nakamigos Cloaks being a buy under 0.07. I think we skip it, or Clemente, go ahead.
I just wanted to say I bought it. I'm making plays right here. I'm a buyer under 0.07, guys. Here's why.
Bunny's got $100 bet that they trade under mint price by 5 p.m. Thursday next week.
Oh, I
they're
might be
at under mint price. Oh, okay.
Literally my one thesis on this is Sugartown and Mitaria in the last 2 weeks have been winners. They're seeing volume. Basically, the only thing that people are buying right now are these things. It's going to have some volatility. I think Nakamigos has one more trick up their sleeve. They're going to try to do one more thing related to Cloaks or Nakamigos. I'm buying sub 0.07, leaving 0.11.
Clemente, your middle curve in it. All it takes is a Beeple 1 day artwork for this thing to go to 0.1. That's all it takes is a Beeple 1 day to send this thing to 0.1. It ain't much, but it's honest work. It ain't much, but it's honest work type deal. All it takes.
Bunny has his hand raised. Bunny, what's going on?
So they already have like the conspiracy theories going easy. I don't know if you saw, but Matt Fury, the Pepe creator, he tweeted out a yin yang like the day before Cloaks minted, and like the rarest, like one of the rare traits within the Cloaks collection is this yin yang thing, and we saw Anon bought it for 80th yesterday, right? So like these rares are actually selling for like very well over floor price.
Where's Anon's money coming from?
I don't know, man.
That guy's selling like a mover and shaker all of a sudden. I don't know what's going on. Is FriendTech floor prices way up?
Illuminati, Nick.
Is he still active on like Twitter Spaces and stuff?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He bought this exact Nakamigo, so it's just a yin yang for 80th.
What?
He's greasing those palms, dude.
So for like context, the highest little pudgy sale ever is 10th.
I mean, so you're saying this is a dumb trade, right? Is that your position?
I didn't say it, but yeah, I mean, I think that's insane with the floor under 0.1.
Are you saying that Anon's a big fat dummy face?
Stop it.
Were those the words that you used? I didn't use it. It sounded like what he said.
Stop it. Moving on.
I heard Bunny said the same thing.
I think I'm going to dump this thing, dude.
Bunny said all that, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Bunny. Look, moving on. Next story. We've got FriendTech Copycats. Who could have seen that coming? They are coming on seemingly every damn blockchain. Bitcoin, Solana, Arbitrum, and more. What is the story here with these, Easy? Does this negatively impact FriendTech? How is this about to go down?
I think this is a positive for FriendTech personally. I think that competition breeds innovation. So if one of these competitors roll out basically anything that's tangible or useful, you're going to see that this will move in a positive way. Like, I just think that right now you're seeing all these other ones try to capitalize on it. There's a Solana one called Frenzy. What I'm not a fan of is that these other competitors are just basically launching your keys without you, letting you start to gather royalties and then trying to get you on the platform. So like yesterday, I got tagged way too many times throughout the day for people who are buying my post tech, which is the Arbitrum one, telling me to get active in the chat and that they bought me and that I need to show up and all this stuff. I was like, dude, I didn't sign up. Like, leave me alone. I haven't signed up. They're like, well, you have royalties there. Like, you can make some money. Come talk in the chat. Let's pump your keys. I was like, I'm good, dude. Like, this is a lot of effort that I don't want to give to an Arbitrum based FriendTech collection when I have a lot of other responsibilities that I'm way more excited for versus an Arbitrum based FriendTech thing. I'm good.
What? Oh, easy. Ah, my heart beats for you, my love. You know, this is a statement that I would have never expected to have come out of your mouth, dude. This is incredible.
Like yesterday was a long day, man. I was on the grind. It was a 7 to 7 day for the boy over here. It was well worth it. We were productive. I called Nick at like probably right after PO, like 6:30, and Nick was like, the confluence right now that we have is just engulfing my time, and it's
so I'm gonna wake up and just shit on everybody in the entire NFT
yeah, I don't know
space.
what's up with that, so I gotta figure out what's going on with that. There's
no balance. There's no balance. It's like my life right now is going great. A bunch of positives are happening, so fuck everyone else.
I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, ignore that part. But the FriendTech clone thing, I did see our Discord going absolutely bonkers over FriendTech clones yesterday. And including the Solana one. And I'm like, dude, what? So now everyone that's on FriendTech is suddenly going to provide utility across 17 different FriendTech platforms. Get the hell out of here.
Build an API that posts to all of them. So you post to like an aggregator and it's sent it to
I
everything.
like that.
Like that's going to be what happens is like it'll disperse it to everything, including a subscription only fans, your YouTube subscribers, FriendTech, an email digest. It's just going to be an aggregator where like you think you're getting the real insight, but really it's just going to 8 places.
Dude, Mirza also noticed that you're working out here, dude. I think that's something we need. I want to record you in the gym, honestly, dude. Like I want like you got some missing content opportunities here to show the fact that you're just putting in that
Nick,
work.
Relax, dude. What if I told you that we have the Rocky documentary that's going to drop in December? It's all being documented. We're aggregating the data. I got a 1 terabyte hard drive. We're dumping it on.
You can be doing some posts leading up to it, though, that would probably get you another, 50, 100,000 views. I've been thinking about giving myself a Mohawk.
I like
it's something I've been.
Dude, wait, I got to tell you this story. So I got a haircut. Like, it's nice, right? I got a haircut. I'm sitting down at this new barber. The person I normally go to is busy, so I went to the same shop. This guy gave me a rhino horn with gel in the front. Wouldn't let me look in the mirror. He was like, dude, it's going to look great. Spins me around in the chair. I looked at him. I'm like, what did you just do? He's like, no, dude, this thing slaps. It's going to look incredible. I had a rhino horn in the center of my head. I walked out, messed up my hair. I was so angry. I literally was like sitting there. I have a draft in my email, still typed. I never pressed send because I was like, I don't want to be that guy. But I was literally like, what the hell did you do? Like, I spent $55 on this haircut, and the guy gave me a goddamn rhino horn. I should have posted a picture of it when it first happened, but I was genuinely embarrassed for myself. I was like, what did this guy do to me?
There is an audience, there's a subset of barbers that for some reason have this affinity and this obsession with giving you a faux hawk. And I've encountered it myself where they're just trying to figure out a way to give you a faux hawk. And even as you tell them, no, I'm not looking for a faux hawk, they'll try to figure out how to give it to you. Sometimes you really have to push back on those guys, but I get it.
I'm interested. There's a variety of types of Mohawks. I saw this. I was at a thing. What do you call it? A barbecue. That's what it's called. That thing was called. I was at a barbecue and this kid was there and he had this sick Mohawk. And I was like, dude, you look badass, man. Like that. This kid was looking fresh. And I was like, I need to rock that style. And my girlfriend was there and I was like, what do you think if I got the Mohawk? And she was like, I say you do it. And so there may be something here coming very soon. So get ready for that. I think we just go for like a hair transformation. I'm just going to have like, and it gets me a little teasing the baldness that would happen if I wasn't on Propecia. You know what I'm saying? Like if I could, it would be a much more clear cut. That said, what I liked about his mohawk is it wasn't just like pure skin on the side. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like the skinhead mohawk is a punk rock mohawk is a little more aggressive than the format.
It's quite aggressive.
Then I'm thinking about that progressive mohawk where you got the side fade up to the like forward facing hair. You need gel in it all the time though. That's the thing. And then how do you make the transition back to your previous haircut?
You shave it all off.
That's not
a mohawk. This is a mullet, Clemente. It's a mullet. Very popular haircut right now is the mullet. I think
they both start with them.
Yeah, probably popularized by Theo Von's success because he's been rocking a mullet for like 9 years or something, maybe more. So he was early to the mohawk. Real quick on the FriendTech front. Look, here's the deal. FriendTech has generated how many millions in revenue? Like a dozen million
way
at this
more
point.
Than
like
that, dude. I thought I saw
4
like,
billion.
No, I thought
okay,
I saw 30 M's.
But being serious for a moment, Nick, think about it like this, and I'll put my former day job of being a recruiter hat on. If you are a level 3 engineer at a company like Facebook or Google, when I was last working in that industry, which I haven't worked in now for almost 2 years, but when I was last working in that industry, a level 3 engineer at Facebook or Google would have a compensation package that was in the ballpark of $700,000. Okay, what's up, Nick? What's this face?
What was the what does this have to do with FriendTech?
I'm going to lay out how many badass engineers they could hire if they wanted to with the revenue that they've brought in to make it so that any competitors go bye-bye. Like you can you can agree, Nick, you come from the startup world. No, $13 million is not good. It's bad to have that much money. You can't make a good business with that.
I'm not saying it's bad to have that money, but it's not when you say to make the competitors go bye-bye. I don't feel that it's that simple. Facebook tried to compete with Twitter. Where's all my Threads people out there? Shout out to y'all in the comments.
I just went to look at the biggest Thread shiller the other day. This person was shilling Threads like it was their life mission. I went to look because they still have it in their Twitter bio, so I just like clicked the link. Hasn't posted on it in 6 weeks. It was their life mission to become the biggest threador on Threads, and yet they have not touched the app in 6 weeks. I was like, damn, this aged wonderfully. Absolutely electric.
Dude,
I can't say I'm surprised.
And the blind conviction that all these people had in Threads happening, I was like, there's no way that this thing survives. Shout out to everyone who was like, this is the future, man. Yo, this community is so much better. That was some of the messages that people used to write. This community is so much better than my community on Twitter. Stop following people that suck. You know, that's like the key thing. I will say Twitter does have some garbage. Don't get me wrong.
Obviously.
I'll say some, it may be the understatement of the year. But I mean, dude, just having engineers does not guarantee you success. In fact, it's having success with product is hands down one of the most difficult things to do. And it's so freaking expensive. Like that's why like a lot of these companies raise so much money. Is that it just like costs so much to go build. It's interesting seeing a16z investing in gaming platforms in particular. That's why I think the thing that Easy was saying about that, that company, I'm just drawing a corollary here in terms of where it's most interesting, is actual technology being built. But FriendTech has not developed any proprietary technology. The contract is all publicly available, so you can go see that. The wallet that they're using is Privy. If I was investing in somebody, I'm interested in custodial wallet APIs right now. I'm interested in Privy. I'm interested in Fireblocks. I saw Sergito on stage promoting their MPC-based wallet provider, which I think is actually the biggest future play in this space. There's two plays. One is MPC-based wallets, so enterprises can manage their crypto in a scalable way where they can fire employees and hire employees and not give away the core keys of the wallet. That's a very valuable thing. And then the other thing is custodial wallet APIs, where you're able to generate that for clients cross blockchain. and Privy is one of them. There's one that starts with a V, Venly, that I checked out the other day. We're in the early stages of that sort of innovation, and I think that FriendTech is built on top of that. Now, if they go build an infrastructure, I'm very interested in it. Or if they go get a creative network of people where they're able to lock in those creators, which are like signed for a period of time that are actually delivering stuff. Like they bought Katy Perry's music catalog. Then I'd be like, okay, well, this is getting really interesting. But I don't know. I don't see any lock-in on FriendTech. I posted something yesterday that I think it's the Friendster of the SocialFi and Creator 2.0 phase. Twitter is going to come in with some bangers, I think, of
Twitter did you see what Twitter just rolled out?
No.
The live streaming?
So, live streaming on Spaces, utilizing what they're referring to as broadcast. So you'll actually be able to share video through Spaces. DraftKings Network did it this morning. So they do a daily show on video about around 7 a.m. So shout out Expresso.
We did it today. We did it today too, ladies and gentlemen. So if you go to Nick's profile or my profile on X, you'll see it instead of glowing purple like Twitter Spaces, you'll see it glowing red because we are live streaming our YouTube video to X today. So as soon as I saw that, I made sure we did it.
Phone calls and video calls are rolling out in the next month, and payments. So a Venmo competitor is all rolling out. So like he said, he wants to be the everything app. Right now, we're getting live audio, live video, FaceTime calls, audio calls, and payments. And they also have money transmitter licenses in 13 different states, which is setting the precedent and tone for like stock and equity trading in the app.
Making the messaging functionality is so key. That's the thing that like, it's interesting to me that FriendTech didn't decide to use one of these SDKs like Sendbird. Sendbird is a provider that lets you very quickly set up a messaging app. It's very expensive. If you're scaling to millions of users, I will say the cost is very high, but it would be a way in which they are able to very rapidly provide a high quality media platform for people to interact. That's one of the things that's missing right now from FriendTech is like, I think the video experience is where a lot of this engagement is going to go down. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. Shout out to the people that are watching on Twitter right now. Y'all are the real ones, man. I got 10 people on my profile watching right now. Send me a DM. You know what I'm saying? I have no way of determining who these people are. But thanks for watching.
Well, Elon's clearly, as he's discussed, pushing the absolute hell out of it, getting your 146,000 people converted down to 10 people to watch. So we really appreciate that, Elon.
We got
15, baby.
How big can we pump it? If you're watching this live stream right now on my Twitter page, smash that retweet button. You know what I'm saying?
He at 52 live viewers.
Post a comment.
Whoa.
I'm just saying. I'm
gonna send you bones. If you smash that retweet, you post a comment, we're gonna send you some bones. You gotta be on the platform on the nifty.com and send us your username there. Or you can actually connect your Twitter account on the platform and we see your Twitter account and I can actually look you up. So if you go to the settings page, connect Twitter after you hit that retweet and that comment.
I do wish we could see the comments in it though. That's the one thing.
No,
I can't see it on Twitter.
It's on Twitter.
Oh, you can.
And so if you do that, I'll send you, 100 bones. Everyone that does it today got, actually that's too many. Call it 50 bones. So you get 50 bones is what you get if you do that. Let's see what happens.
These people crashing.
You already said 100.
Well, it's 50.
28 viewers now. Here we go.
Yeah,
we're
going viral, baby. 50 bones. Remember, connect your account on the Nifty. You go to the nifty.com/settings. Just connect your Twitter account right there. And Clemente is going to spend his entire day figuring out how he gets the bones to these people. 50 bones to each person that's connected their account on there. Boom. Congratulations. You just made 50 bones.
So
Don't
real
say
quick,
you already said 100. It's 50.
Oh, look at this. Well, who made
Okay.
that? That's pretty good right there. Who made that? That's impressive.
Those are like dreadlock Mohawks, the first one.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just listening to the show, we've got what I would call some AI artwork. I believe this is artificial intelligence based. Someone has been experimenting with potential haircuts from Nick and even incorporating the headphones that Nick wears on the show. Oh, Antoine, AI artist Antoine, valued member of our community. Thanks, Antoine, for sending this over. Absolutely fantastic. He's experimented with different colors. We've got the red. I think that this color red, this really feels to me like a late 90s, early 2000s goth/punk haircut style. I feel like I remember that. And honestly, the yellow one too, same deal. Great selection of colors. I think green would be another color that I remember seeing quite a bit. Moving on from
using this to identify fashion for the future for me. This is a great approach.
You look good. You look really good, man. Look, so we talked about FriendTech Competitors. We talked about the haircut stylings that Nick could go, the route he could go down. It's actually funny what that you brought that up, Nick, because when I was talking about making that video or whatever that I was telling you about, I actually was going to pitch you on getting a very trendy and modern haircut for it, and potentially even getting you some modern and trendy accessories to go along with it. So I'm glad that your mind is going in a similar direction. Last thing, want to talk about the positive sentiment of one of our favorite blockchains, Solana. So, Clemente, you say that you've been seeing a tremendous amount of positive sentiment through Twitter and other platforms on Solana, including the Bankless Boys, making a tweet thread yesterday that got 250,000 views about Solana, baby. I've been the only asset besides Bitcoin I've been accumulating has been Solana, because I'm giga bullish on Solana as someone that's building on Solana and someone that is deepening their understanding and knowledge of what Solana can be in this ecosystem. I'm very thrilled to see this. Feels like a no-brainer to me. Clemente, what are you seeing out there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm comparing this to the Ethereum community, the Ethereum NFT community I'm specifically talking about. And I wrote this in the call sheet, but it feels like Ethereum the community's like bloated. It seems exhausted. A lot of the people that feel like they round tripped their bags. But meanwhile, I compare it to the Solana NFT community. Those people are moving fast. They feel alive. They're talking about projects you're looking at, like shaking and moving. The Bitcoin Ordinals community is still very early, and they are passionate. But I look at the Ethereum community, and people just feel exhausted. People are like beaten down with their bags. They're down bad. They're not doing a lot of stuff. But I look at Solana, I look at Bitcoin Ordinals, and those people are still firing. I'm like, what's going on here, man? Is it time to start looking at other blockchains from the NFT point of view, at least from my buys?
Can I weigh in for a moment? I want to hear Nick's take on this and everybody's, but I want to weigh in. So check it out. So I had a conversation with my friend that was a Giga ETH bull, and I was stunned to hear him say he'd been buying more Bitcoin than Ethereum. And here's the quote. He said, honestly, I thought Ethereum would be further along right now than it is. And I think what this comes from, I actually do think Bankless has a lot to do with this. Go and watch 2020 and 2021 Bankless content and listen to the way they were framing the potential of Ethereum. And I'm not even saying that it's not possible for the ideas and the concepts that they brought up to come true. I'm not even saying that it's a pipe dream fairy tale, but I'm saying that the amount of time it would take to actually progress the blockchain to that level, I think people weren't expecting. And we have the fastest moving market ever. So when those updates don't come and it takes so long to get these things to progress, it burns people out, like Clemente said. The second thing, the part of the Ethereum narrative that I was always very confused by, but yet the Ethereum maximalists don't want to let go, is this idea that Ethereum will be the new global money. I just don't understand why it has to be money. I don't understand why it has to be money. It's just so interesting. It's almost like that's where they lose me. I'm like, Nick left? Why is Nick leaving? Don't leave, Nick. Come back. Come back. I don't think the Solana community, the people that are pushing Solana forward and the people that are building on Solana like us, I don't think anybody's taking a flag and putting it in the ground and being like, Solana is the new money. the new money of the world will be Solana. I don't think anybody cares about Solana being the new money. And so I don't really understand why the Ethereum people are like, it's money. It's gotta be money. I just don't get the money part of it. I'll stop there.
Oh, thank you.
Let go of the money.
Nobody was saying that. Like none of us were talking about that.
No one stopped saying it. He's spot on. It's the only thing I've heard for the past 6 months, you know. But the ETH thing that's the most surprising to me was ETH built an SVM, so a Solana virtual machine, which was like more interesting to me was that recently went live, and it's basically like them realizing like finality and transaction speed isn't sustainable on ETH as far as like comparatively to some other blockchains. On top of that too, like Bankless has been historically anti-Sol, calling it VC money, a dead chain, all this stuff. And slowly we've started to see these people be like, all right, maybe there's something here. I mean, it's hands down to me the most clean risk reward play that we have in this market for a token right now. I don't think it doesn't get back to 100 at some point, which right now is a 5x. For ETH to go 5x, it needs to make an all-time high. For Bitcoin to go 5x, it needs to make an all-time high. So pure risk reward standpoint, we're looking at it, and getting back to 100 is less than 50% off all-time highs for Sol. It just feels like the most no-brainer. You have Visa, the largest payment processor in the world, backing Solana for stablecoin settlement. JP Morgan just released their own blockchain for transactions of digital payment processing. So from that pure perspective of, we're talking about money, transaction of funds, you can leverage an ecosystem right now that is built to scale, has 100% uptime year to date. So all that fun, and that's something Bankless acknowledged for the first time in 3 years, 100% uptime to date, which has been the historic FUD for Sol, as it goes down all the time. 100% uptime to date. No downtime, no lag. 100th of a penny transaction fees. I've been saying it since November 2021, PO, and I was called crazy. Called crazy, PO.
Easy bringing in a little bit of character here. Love to see it. Easy growing as a performer. Love to see that. Very hard to do. Clip the whole Easy thing, except when you said money, take that out and say payment processing, and then you're just golden. That was beautiful. Not money, but payment processing. Love it. Absolutely love it. That was dope. Look, we got Trip over here repping an Ordinal Maxi Biz gassed up. And then we got Nick coming in to not understand money or Bitcoin. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's hear it. Let's not understand Bitcoin or money and let's party, baby. Let's go against Lynn Alden. Let's go against, Balaji. Let's just throw those guys to the wayside.
Well, yeah, you're reading their books as Bibles each morning, and you actually sit beside your bed and you pray to the Bitcoin gods to say, please make price go up because 90% of my net worth is in it. On the Solana side, I'm just pumped.
It's programmed to go up.
There was what was the marketplace that launched compressed NFT support yesterday?
Sniper.xyz.
So Sniper has that. I think that there's a lot of interesting things going on that side of things. I was reading about the process for minting compressed NFTs, because that's actually one area where I am potentially interested in seeing places where we can mint NFT. Like there's multiple things. We have Polygon is where we mint our NFTs right now. I'm interested in seeing if someone wants to withdraw to Solana and trade there. I'm actually interested in them being able to select which blockchain they can actually go and move their NFT for, because everyone wants it in their own wallet. Cool. I'll give it to you in your own wallet, but we'll control which ones actually you can withdraw, and you can pay us to withdraw it to that wallet, essentially in bones, of course, because the bones are the dollars. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's that?
Little reference to. I think you should leave there.
Yeah, but I also in our ecosystem, the bones are the dollars, and right. So
currency in Cash City, baby.
That's what we're focused on. So yeah, I mean that's what I'm lost on now. But the bottom line is it's evolving on the Solana chain. That's where I see all the innovation taking place. I'm excited about BreakPoint. I'm excited about our event at BreakPoint. If you're not going to BreakPoint, if you're not coming to the event, you're missing out. I'm gonna be honest about that. There's gonna be some limited merch there that we're gonna have. How did they? Oh, they AI'd the background so that you have this huge wall.
Kind of disturbing that they AI'd the background almost. I mean, obviously that's a bit higher than the actual wall of this room, but it is kind of disturbing that AI can extrapolate your surroundings at such an accurate level. I don't know what that like red wiring is on the desk, but it's still pretty wild.
Well, by extrapolate, it's literally just extended it up. I don't even know if that required AI, to be perfectly honest. But the bottom line is Solana. Like that's where all of the action is happening right now, especially on the development side. And Ethereum, the concept that we need layer 3s, to me, has me just completely lost. Like on that front, it's just I don't understand what the hell is going on here. And look, Vitalik is a genius. I don't think anybody will dispute his intelligence. Yep. And his commentary on the algorithm around the community notes on Twitter is very insightful. And he has a great, the reason that he's clearly a genius is he's able to effectively articulate stuff on his blog that's highly complex in a way that other people can, normal people can understand. And he does a great job at that. But with all that said, Solana is where all of the activity is happening, and the blockchain itself seems to be working properly. And I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens on this front. We're having I feel like I was going to discuss with y'all, us just having Solana month basically is like what the theme is, and us leading up to BreakPoint, where we just like do a lot of things around the Solana side of stuff. Is going to require a Mohawk. It's going to require
a Mohawk.
It's going to require a new
I'm going to get
style.
Tattoos.
I'm going from this. Like I'm like, do I wear suits or do I go leather style? Is
yeah,
like
leather, assless chaps, I think would be great for you.
Okay.
We only play soul music for the intro and outro every day. That's it. Just soul music the whole time.
Drink some Bud. Really what about Bud Light? Is that the
no, dude? Natural ice. That's
natty,
it. Just pure natty ice. That's it. Just really lean into
it. Shotgun action.
Well, actually, I will say Aperol Spritz have quickly become the drink of choice for Solana, Soylana manlets, as they call them.
We already paid for the expensive drink package at the venue, so
Aperol Spritz it is.
You can order Bud Lights, but you have access to the expensive drinks because I know that at an event you got to have expensive drinks. The other thing is we wanted the event to be 2 hours, and the venue was like, it has to be 3 hours. I don't know what to tell you. So I'm like, I guess it's 3 hours. Let's send it. That's going to be in Amsterdam, ladies and gentlemen. We will drop the venue, but it's right near where the Amsterdam conference is happening. So we hope to see you there, and we will have exclusive merch at that event.
Shout out to everybody who retweeted and replied on that post. I'm now going to have to go create a tool real quick that it makes it easy for Clemente to enter a Twitter account and to airdrop them money. So I'm going to set that up real quick, and you're gonna be able to go and take care of that, Clemente, so that you don't have to spend all day. All you got to do is put in their username. And here's the deal: if you have not connected your username to your Twitter account or to your Nifty account in the settings, the nifty.com/settings, it's just going to fail. So you're not going to get the bones, and we're not going to go back and retroactively add them. So if you haven't taken care of it, go ahead and do that. The nifty.com/settings, connect your Twitter account. We're going to enter your Twitter account, enter 50 bones.
You're about to get boned.
Oh, exactly.
Well, there's something about Clemente saying it that makes it really funny. Yeah, there we go. Look, BreakPoint's going to be dope. It's in 5 weeks, which is wild.
I'm so excited for Nick to see it because, like, Pio, your sentiment after it last year when we left, you were like, that might have been one of the best, if not the best, crypto conference I've been to.
No, it was the best.
I'm excited.
I got one last question. We asked it for the Discord. I'm curious if what the commenters say here. I'm going to throw this out. This has been private information. What do y'all think if this show's no longer the NFT show and it's just Cash City?
You hear,
Give
say
us
it
a
again,
yes or
Nick.
no. We renamed this whole thing to just Cash City. It's done. It's all about making that cash.
Making that cash.
Okay? You're out here. You want to get that cash. Okay? So that's what we're talking about doing. If someone says no, look, but I also see LFG. I want your take. Let us know what you think. Post that in the comments, especially on YouTube. Post that in the comments. Reply on Twitter. let us know. We want to know what the deal is. We're thinking of renaming this whole thing because there's too many brands with Nifty in it. It's a bunch of bullshit. By the way, someone said Kayish, spelling it the way that I used to say it. I own that domain. You best believe. And I own like up to like a lot of the Y's. Okay.
So people, well, a fun fact I think people might appreciate that they might not know about Nick is no stranger to what I'll describe as web domain accumulation. As in, even if like a new feature or something is, you know, like kind of thought of in a meeting, Nick will without hesitation purchase the domain associated with that just in case. And Nick has flipped domains for like $50,000 in his life, which is that's a flip that takes some talent, ladies and gentlemen. That ain't a lucky JPEG flip from 2021. That's some strategy stuff. That's some Michael Saylor stuff, actually. Maybe one of the few things Michael Saylor and Nick, you know, are kind of like doing at the same time. Yeah, that's very, yeah, man. Yeah. That's right. That's that sailor movement. Real quick, what was I going to say? Let us know what you think about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll show up at events and they'll be like, oh, what's your company? I'll be like, oh, the Nifty. And people are like, oh my God, like I totally know you guys. And I'm like, oh, do you? That's awesome. Have you heard our podcast? They're like, no, like, you know, you guys got bought by Gemini. And I'm like,
yeah, City.
So no, that's not us. And they're like, oh, no, I totally, oh, you guys were that company Nifty's that actually shut down. I'm like, no, so that's also not us. It's just tough. So, yeah, brand confusion is something that we're no strangers to.
We're just throwing it all out, dude. And shout out to all the Bodagos. We've been missing an opportunity here to just make sure all of our brand is aligned. And that's what this is all about. You know what I'm saying? Like every day we come on, we're talking about other projects, but what are we doing for y'all? What are we doing for all the Bodagos holders and the portal holders? Y'all feeling left out? Y'all feeling like, what the hell? What's in it for me? Yeah, that's the question that I've been asking as a massive bag holder myself of our own NFT. I keep sweeping the damn floor. I'm the second largest portal holder now, okay? And I'm on my way to number one. If you especially, hey, shout out to those that are dumping it for pennies. I see you. I've DM'd people. And I said, hey, can I ask you why you sold it for $50? And they don't respond. They actually they don't know what to do about it. So that's where we're at.
They don't.
So I gave y'all an advance warning. I shouldn't have done that. Now everyone's aware of what's about to drop. But yo, it's all about making that cash. And that's what I'm saying. Like that's Bodagos and portal holders. By the way, portals obviously are going to become a new collection, which is the PFP members of the city. You know what I'm saying? So throw up them C's.
No,
throw up them C's, people.
No.
Oh yeah,
No,
throw it
no.
up, baby.
No.
Chaos City. Throw up them C's.
Yeah. Oh, look, let's go. We're gonna run up around town talking about it. Look, like Blue Woods said, stop it now. We're gonna keep it going, baby. We're throwing it up. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show. It's Friday. No show until Monday, 9 a.m. EST, Monday through Friday. That's where you can find this show. But you can find the Cash City Bodagos ecosystem 24/7. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. We will be back on Monday. The show
size easy.
The show is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, YouTube for the live stream, now Twitter for the live stream if you want to experience this on video. All of our stuff is going to Twitter. It's going to be a full court press